Is the Bushnell Golf Launch Pro really the piece of equipment that will push your scores lower? Or is it just another gadget that sits in the garage collecting dust? Who should grab one? Who would be better off skipping? And does the price make sense for the average golfer who just wants to hit a few balls a week? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Those are the questions I wrestled with after watching a handful of demo videos and scrolling through the forums where serious golfers trade data about launch monitors. When you're trying to decide on a launch monitor, the first thing that pops up in every conversation is the trade-off between accuracy and convenience. The high-end radar units that you see on TV can cost several $1,000s and need a dedicated mat, while the phone-based apps are cheap but often give wildly different numbers from one swing to the next. The Launch Pro positions itself right in the middle. It promises anytime, anywhere precision, yet it leans on a PC to run the simulation software. That immediately creates a hidden cost that many buyers overlook until they open the box and realize they need a decent gaming rig to power the FSX Play platform. If you already have a laptop or desktop that can handle a modern game, the extra hardware expense disappears. If not, you're looking at a sizable add-on that can push the total outlay well beyond the advertised price. I tried to picture how the device would fit into a typical practice routine. Imagine you're a low-handicap player who spends 3 evenings a week in the garage, hitting a bucket of balls into a net while a coach watches your swing on a laptop. The Launch Pro can sit on a small stand, track ball speed, launch angle, spin, and carry data straight into the software where you can replay each shot in a virtual course. That data is exactly what a serious golfer wants. A way to see whether a swing change is actually lowering spin or increasing launch angle, and to compare those numbers side by side with a previous round. For a coach, the ability to pull up a live read on a screen while giving feedback feels like a modern version of the old tape recording drills, only instantaneous. On the other side of the spectrum, think about the weekend golfer who hits a few balls on a local range and watches a few YouTube tutorials. For that user, the biggest pain point is the setup time. You need a clear line of sight between the launch monitor and the ball, a stable net, a PC, and the FSX Play software installed and calibrated. Even after you get it running, you'll spend a good chunk of each session tweaking settings rather than actually swinging. In that scenario, a simpler Bluetooth swing sensor that pairs with a phone and gives you basic speed numbers might be more practical. The Launch Pro's true-to-life simulation is a premium feature, but it only shines when you have the space and the time to invest in a full-screen virtual round. The strengths of the Launch Pro become clearer when you look at concrete use cases. One reviewer I read about set it up in a climate-controlled indoor facility and used it to run a weekly data night where members compared their stats across the month. Because the device can capture spin rate and launch angle with a level of detail that rivals radar-based units, the group could identify trends like a tendency to slice on longer clubs and work on them together. Another case involved a college golf team that used the Launch Pro for off-season conditioning. The team already owned a high-performance PC for video analysis, so the extra cost of a launch monitor was minimal, and the data fed directly into their swing analysis workflow. Those examples show that when the hardware ecosystem is already in place, the Launch Pro delivers a lot of bang for the buck. Weaknesses show up just as starkly. The most obvious one is that the monitor does not include its own display. You're completely dependent on the PC to view data, which means you can't just strap it onto a cart and walk the course. The anytime, anywhere claim feels more like anytime, anywhere you have a gaming computer. Also, the software is built around FSX Play, a specific simulation platform. If you prefer other golf simulation packages, you'll need to check compatibility, and that can become a tech support headache. Calibration, while advertised as quick, can be finicky if the lighting in your garage changes or if the net moves even a few inches. A misaligned sensor will give you numbers that look precise on the screen but don't match what you feel on the range.